Hello everyone and welcome to Grounded 2 with me, your host Crypto, a crypto gamer. And today guys, I'm going to be showing you how to defeat Axel the Tarantula, the new boss in Grounded 2's partial beta testing. Now guys, if you are on Xbox, you will need to download the Xbox Insider Hub, and you must be over 18 years old as well to participate, or have an adult register you so that you can do it basically. So of course we're in Axel's terrarium, and what we're going to have to do is pick up the tarantula piece that we see in here, and there is also a recipe that I've just picked up that will allow us to actually summon the boss. So here is the recipe up here, and it's basically on a receipt, and what this will do is this will allow you to create the roast recipe, and this will allow us to summon in Axel. But seeing as we've gotten a piece of his chunk, well, a chunk of Axel, let's go and analyze it. So we can make the Night Stalker vest, the tarantula chest, and the stuffed Axel leg, which we can use to give us a buff power once we've actually defeated Axel and gotten enough chunks to build it. And we got an extra 30 raw science, which is not too bad at all, guys. So you will need to make sure that you have a cookery available for you, or make sure that you've made one, and you can make the poached roast, and this will allow us to bring in the boss. Now you also need Everchar chunks as well, so you will have to make sure that you mine for them. And what we'll do now is, now we've got it, we will get ourselves ready to head out. Remember guys, if you are enjoying the video, please like, share and subscribe, as it really helps the channel. And also leave me a comment below, as it really helps. Right, so you're going to want to go to the pine forest, and you're going to, well, the pine tree even, and you're going to go by this pink car. And over here, there's sometimes a mantis that will spawn there. Well, it spawns there once, as far as I know, so do be aware for that. And you're going to want to find this rat skeleton, and from here you just keep following the path and you go straight in. Now for me guys, I did actually end up doing this in multiplayer mode, which was really good. And also remember to put down a trail marker, as it makes it easier for you to find your way back as well, guys. Always just a little bit handy for seeing a map marker. Right, so as I said guys, we ended up doing this in multiplayer, me with 3 other people, and we took in our weaver buggies, and of course I carried on with a mantis blade. I joined somebody else's world, so I need to do it in my world, but I might do that multiplayer as well. And overall it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing with these people. They were good crack to play with. Now a quick caveat: once you do spawn in Axel, do not go near the door or really any of the edges of the arena if you can, because sometimes Axel will despawn. Now usually you will be able to keep the summon item, it'll just pop back out because you didn't complete the fight, but it may not respawn either, so don't quote me on that. It's just really important to know that, but as it really frustrated me when I was trying to fight him the first few times by myself, he kept despawning, and I just ended up going through more and more resources as these fights kept despawning. So of course we are in phase 1 at the moment, where basically what he's going to do is he's just going to attack you with the regular spider attacks. Quite a lot of his attacks are very similar to orb weaver or wolf spider attacks, except he does also have a stamp attack where he uses his big claw like he did right here to actually attack you. Now I found out that if you can actually get him down like this, you can then hit his weak point and you can start taking big chunks of his health out, but you have to be careful because once he gets back up he will shake you off, and this will do a significant amount of damage, and he may also headbutt you as well. At this point I opted to go for some spicy arrows to start whittling him away from these sides. I only took about 50 odd arrows with me, where I should have really taken hundreds, but I was using somebody else's equipment, so this was my layout. I also mostly used the Wolf Spider armor as well, guys. I would usually use the new Mantis armor, but of course, as I say, I'm using other people's equipment. Now we're into phase 2, where he will start using his hair attack, where he fires a load of hair spears, basically, that do and have the ability to envenomate you as well. So be careful with that, as you will end up getting venom damage that will build up very, very quickly. I found that if you can keep yourself underneath his belly and just behind his fangs, you can actually keep him moving in a circle for a while, and then you can do a lot of damage that way. But don't do it for too long, as I think this might bug him out after a while, because obviously he needs to go through his different attacks throughout his phases, otherwise the game might register it as wrong or something. So everyone, I'd really like to know, what equipment would you take in for fighting Axel, and whether you would take in a buggy or whether you would just do it completely solo. I do think that having a buggy is actually going to be really, really handy, especially once you do get the pheromone perk after defeating him. I think that will also be really handy for keeping buggies alive, even with other sorts of encounters, especially like maybe orc encounters as well, if you've still not completed that part of the game. Now, one thing I have noticed is that when you try and heal in this game, you don't seem to be able to run very fast whilst you're actually healing. It was something that I had clocked whilst I was fighting Axel. My movement speed for some reason had sort of went down for a little while. And of course, at this point, Axel had also managed to take down my buggy. I went down many, many, many times throughout this fight and the second fight that I did with him, with these guys. And so this is something I'm going to have to work on, is his attack patterns a bit better, as I've only really fought him fully twice now, and that is today. And of course the update only came out a day or two ago, so at this point, really guys, it's definitely going to be a learning curve. As you can see, I just went down there. But overall, I definitely think that Axel is a good new creature and a good new boss. Apparently he's meant to be the hardest boss throughout the entire series so far. Now, I am playing Grounded 1 at the moment as well, and I haven't ever taken on any of the bosses, as I'm only really just at the beginning stages of playing the game properly. So I think the first one that I'll take on is probably the Brood Mother, and then probably the Mant, depending on how far I get in the story, and of course then maybe the Mantis. I did find this bit a fair bit funny when I was attacking Axel, because he was all green from the animation. He actually looks quite derpy when he's all green like that, but it's quite a nice touch actually. They did really well with the details on his hair as well. He's got a fantastic colour scheme, and he is most certainly, I would consider him to be quite an intimidating bug, so to speak, in the sense of the way that he is. But he does also look a fair bit cute at the same time. I definitely do have to say this has got to be my favourite creature in Grounded now, by far. Maybe with the Mantis and the Wolf Spider coming in second and third place respectively, and then in fourth place probably the Northern Scorpion. So now we're getting ready to enter the last stage. This is where all of his attacks will be venomous, and he will also dig underground and begin to summon in different creatures. So you've got to kill all of these caterpillars before he jumps up and grabs them. Now, any creatures that are in front of him, he may grab and wipe them all out, and sometimes he will get health from that, I think, from what I can tell. So you do have to be aware of where you're at. Do not get too close to the holes, as he will absolutely clobber you, and this may also glitch out your game. So do be careful with this part of fighting Axel. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of bow work for when he's at the edges, and I'm going to keep my melee for when I can get him back into the middle, as I really don't want to be glitching it out the next time I play solo, or even in multiplayer with other people. So I think it's going to be overall quite fun to play multiplayer in my own world, as I really enjoy doing it in this world, and it's been great so far. it's just a little bit difficult finding people to actually play multiplayer with that have the update, as not many people who are playing it have seemed to have tested it out, and obviously we don't have cross-platform yet, as the game is still only in beta at the moment. But hopefully as more people hear about Grounded 2 or more people get excited, you know, it'll be easier over the next couple of weeks, and even then it's just 2 weeks until the actual update comes out for everybody. So I can't wait overall for this update to properly launch, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to be doing in the future, and whether there's going to be any new recipes added in for Axel in the future, or whether they're just going to keep it as is. I would like to see a set of daggers, as I think that would be really, really nice. Or even, like, well, maybe not a sword, but just a very long dagger or something like that. As I think it would be good for those classes to also get that as well. At this point, we were really beginning to clobber him and whittle him down, and he was almost dead, and of course I had to help with a couple of ads here. But yeah, we basically just charged right into him and started doing as much damage as we could just to get him flatlined. And yeah, that's us defeating Axel. Well guys, if you have enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe. This has been Crypto Gamer. I hope you all have a great day. Peace out.